I want to introduce my illustrious team who represent 3 different decades. We have somebody in their 30s, we have someone in their 40s, and someone in their 50s. I'm the 4th decade, I'm the 60 person. So today we're going to discuss all the different decades of skincare and makeup and how that can impact you in the positive ways that you can make your skin look incredible so that you don't have to rely so much on makeup.
Hi, my name is Corey. I've been working for Elaine White for 15 years. I am in my 30s era and I am a mom of a 1.5-year-old. Someone that has never had a skincare routine, I would tell them to start with the basics. We like to say the basics are like your meat and potatoes. We want you on a good cleanser and a good moisturizer, and of course you need a sunscreen in there. Once you get comfortable with that, then we can always start to build. I saw a lot of changes to my skin when I was pregnant. I got a lot more sensitive and sensitized based on the weather, the hormone changes. So I definitely had an arsenal of products in my cabinet that I would rotate between based on what was happening. I really leaned into a lot of calming products through the Glow line that really helped just calm everything down. And that was a really big shift from, say, when I was in my 20s, when you're always just thinking about kind of exfoliation and brightening. And, you know, I was very fortunate. I didn't have super problematic skin. My skincare routine is honestly pretty basic. I do a double cleanse every single night. I exfoliate 2 times a week. I use BioRenew EGF drops every single night. Always have an eye cream, moisturize, and daytime I never leave the house 365 days a year without sunscreen. I up my exfoliation a little bit more in the summer where I'm not as dry and sensitized, and I'll add in some retinol in a bit of a skin cycling routine, whereas once the winter hits, I'm focused a lot more on just moisturizing, strengthening my barrier, and keeping it calm.
Hi, I'm Julie. I've been working for Elaine White for 15 years, and I am 45 years old. I think I have changed a little bit as far as my routine goes. I would say now I do incorporate, peptides, reparative products to help with the fine lines and wrinkles that are starting to show, or help with the hyperpigmentation that's popping up. Because when I was a little bit younger, it would have been more oil-free and focused on clogging and refining my skin. I think if you have a basic skincare routine of a cleanser, a moisturizer, an exfoliant, and a serum, that's a good way to have a basic routine and get results. A couple of my favorite products are the glycolic cleanser. I like this cleanser because my skin is nice and refined and smooth after. I actually used it this morning, that's why I have this glow. Also the EGF drops. These are gonna repair your skin, help with fine lines and wrinkles, and hydrate and plump.
Hi, my name is Christina, and I've been working for Elaine for 23 years, and I am 51 years old. My skincare routine is more extensive than it used to be back in my 20s and 30s. I use more serums that address pigmentation, lines, fine lines, wrinkles. I double cleanse at night. I use a mist toner. I follow with the serum and then a moisturizer. And I also use a leave-on exfoliant 3 times a week. I do deal with hyperpigmentation. I have darker skin, and just from being in the sun when I was younger, all that comes out when you're older. So I have to address that. I use the whole Hydra Bright line from Glow. And heavier moisturizer. I used to use an oil-free moisturizer, and now I don't. When I had the twins, it became very simple. It was just cleansing, moisturizer, SPF. There was really nothing else. So for all the moms out there that kind of struggle to stick to a routine, it's totally okay, and you'll get back to it. But totally understandable if you want to keep it easy. Regardless of how old a client is that comes in, getting the cleanser and the moisturizer correct is the best way to start. I think that first they have to know that they have to use it for some time to see the effects. I think to tell them that using a system and they all work together, you're going to see visible results. If you are consistent with a certain line and the line is good for your skin.
I'm 60, and this is what I use for my routine when I'm on my best behavior. So I always cleanse my skin every single night. I do a double cleanse, especially if I wear makeup, and I use the Hydra Bright AHA cleanser with Glow. It's a sudsy cleanser, but it also is slightly exfoliating. So it works great to make my skin bright and smooth. And then I always follow up with the BioRenew EGF drops. Those drops are a skin strengthener. They're wonderful for anybody in their 6th decade, and anybody, because it's just a wonderful product for strengthening your skin. And then every single day, morning and night, I do Phyto Oil. This is my go-to moisturizer. It gives luminosity, it makes the skin look brighter, and it's a great hack for making the skin look like it has a sheen to it. And sometimes I follow up with restorative cream. Sometimes I just use this by itself, or I'll put it over the oil, or I'll mix it with the oil. And I will do this morning and night. It's a heavy weighted cream, but I like a weight on my skin. The older I get, even though I'm not that dry anymore, I still like the feel of a heavy moisturizer because I feel like it adds a lot of luminosity to my skin, which is the best thing for an older skin. A couple times a week, I use Beta Clarity. It's a very potent exfoliation that works to dissolve buildup on the skin, and that happens as we age. So I use this a couple nights a week before I put my moisturizer on. And once in a while, when I'm feeling like I need to do something extra for my neck, I will use the BioRenew EGF Neck Cream. It's a great product to smooth your neck, to soften it, and it's joy in a tube. It gives me the feeling like I'm doing something for this neck that is aging rapidly and makes me feel better about it. Thank you for hanging out with the team today, and I hope that you learned that prevention is all about great skin at home. 80% of good skin is what you do at home. So we look forward to seeing you, and you can visit us at ElaineWhite.com and find out so much more about us. Thank you for coming. Please be sure to like and subscribe for more content.